My country people, I beg if una dey waka, no use earpiece except say you dey inside your office or your house. Make you for dey hear when train dey pass or when car dey press horn, so that you no go see fire out. Na road boy dey talk so.
Hello, mommy.
How you doing, my dear?
Fine. Mommy, today was Tolani's birthday. We had fun, many cakes and sweets.
Enough. So what did you learn in school today?
Mom, I learned that it's not safe for kids of my age to be at the front seat of a car. Only kids above the age of 12 are allowed to sit there.
Bumi, who taught you that this time?
Safety officials came to tell us about the dangers of children below the age of 12 sitting at the front of a car.
Really?
And that's true. Children under the ages of 12 should be strapped properly in the middle back seat, being the safest spot in the vehicle. Airbags can kill children in case of an accident. Please strap that child at the back seat properly before every trip. Our children are our future. Their safety is our priority. A message from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. All right, then, so we're moving on this morning. Like I said, we'll be connecting with the special advisor to the governor on works and infrastructure to keep tabs on some of the ongoing projects right here in Lagos. All right, so yesterday we had an open line, and some of you did complain about the construction work ongoing at Ifako and Ojodu. Precisely, like I remember Obina was saying, those working on that Ojodu are creating problems for motorists. And I know that the special advisor on works and infrastructure are always very active in responding to challenges of motorists, was able to rise to that occasion. Let's speak with her right now on the program. I have with me, joining me via the phone, engineer Aramide Adeyoye. She's the special advisor to the governor on works and infrastructure. Nice to have you. Good morning, madam.
Morning, Mr. Victor. Morning. Good morning, Lagos.
Right.
Good morning.
Great. So let's talk about that work that is ongoing at Ifako and Ojodu. First things first, can you clarify who is in charge of that project?
Okay. Thank you once again. So that work is an ongoing work by the Federal Ministry of Works. It's one of the projects under the intervention for reduction of roads around Lagos. But it's directly under the purview of the Federal Ministry of Works. Okay.
And responding to that, because some motorists were really complaining about that, and for some days now, we've been having lots and lots of backlog as a result of that particular rehabilitation work. So what's the latest with it, and what intervention have you brought to bear between yesterday and now?
Okay, so thank you once again. So last night, because law went through it, last week, the Federal Minister of Works wrote to the Lagos State government to say they would like to continue on with the rehabilitation of the works. And then we gave them approval in principle, subject to compliance with some guidelines as to how they will execute the process. One of them was the fact that they need to have traffic signs for warning signs, slowing down traffic. They need to have enough project information boards so people exactly know who is doing this work.
Right.
And then exactly how do you close the gap? When you finish at the joint, how do you did not leave a differential height in asphalt in such a way and manner that the oncoming motorists feel the bump and not naturally would like to slow down.
Right.
So going there last night with the Commissioner for Transport was to actually see what we could do to improve the efficiency in the execution process. Okay. And I'm sure it improved from the report that I had that this morning at 7:30, 6:30, between 6:30 and 7:30, it improved. Yes. I'm going to have it on it as well now because I'm heading towards the Highlands.
Right, so I can confirm that for you. I can confirm that for you as well, SA, that the feedback we're getting in the studio says that it has improved much better than what we had yesterday.
Yeah, so essentially we just wanted to improve the execution process, the flow process, so that they can do it better.
All right, so, but from the look of things, what are some of the things that we need to have so that we can have it very, very smooth? What are the real things that is really slowing motorists down at that particular location?
Okay, so I know that there is no gain without a pain. What they're doing, so it's not a normal asphalt. It's a DSM, it's an infused asphalt. So it's not a normal pavement that you have. You need to first of all mill. You need to be able to infuse with cement into the bitumen. You then need to do your base course and then do your layers. So it's not a normal process. We understand it. But even at that, some things have to be put in place. Part of it is how you stop it, how you mill, at what point in time, the gaps that you have, how you mill the process, how do you then stop so that the connecting process. And then we also told them, go back to about 2 expansion joints before, at the Aiding petrol station, just as they approach that Aiding Malapere. There's a petrol station there, the Aiding one.
Right.
Close that gap. The next gap there, closed up. Make sure that each time that you close up, by the end of the day, you do it in such a way that the motorists, oncoming motorists, will just glide. If the motorists will have to stop, that stopping creates a backlog miles and miles behind.
Right.
So that's exactly what we tried to do. That's why I said, essentially, the Commissioner for Transport and myself, what we then did was just improve their process and let's see how we can get it better.
And some have been asking the question.
It's a game for Lagos State government, so we can be expecting.
Right. And some have been asking the question, Honorable Special Advisor, that can't this work be done at night only?
Well, so part of the approval in principle we gave was you can only work in the night. You need to put signage, slow down, controlling the process kilometers before. Alternative use of alternative routes is also another measure. It has to go at night. The problem is how do they finish when they close up in the night into the hours of the morning? I think that's where it is.
Okay. So that's where the issues are.
Again, we'll observe it again, and then see what we can also improve better. We'll do it with assist them so that at least Lagosians can enjoy better rides.
All right. So Lagosians will be rest assured that from going forward, from now henceforth, this construction will not be a real source of headache for them anymore.
You can take it from us. That's why there are quite a number of roads in Lagos that the Federal Ministry of Works would like to intervene. It's for the greater gain for Lagos.
Right.
But in how they do them, it's very important. If you want to give a man, like the Honorable Minister himself would say, you want to give a man 10 injection shots. You have to give him 10 on the same day. You can let him have a reset or a break, and then do the next 2 on subsequently. That's when people appreciate it better. Then they actually feel yes, they're improving their lives.
Right.
And this shot I'm taking is going to make me good and feel better.
So let me quickly take you. Right. So, Honorable Adeyoye, let me quickly take you to 2 places before I let you go. That is also a source of headache for Lagosians. The construction that is ongoing at Eco Bridge, just NEPA point there in what's Elegbata, that's one source of headache as well. Is that also being handled by the Lagos State government?
No. It's being handled by the Federal Ministry of Works as well. So that's why I said you want to give a man 10 injection shots. It's all for the greater gain of Lagos. So when Eco Bridge, all the interventions around Eco Bridge, the Marine Bridge closure, Malapere as well, Motadola Bridge, they're all projects under the intervention by Federal Ministry of Works.
Okay.
But we cannot do them all at the same time and concurrently. We need to sequence, and that's where the Ministry of Transport comes in. They look at the entire transport network plan and see how each of these activities would impact on the riding, the citizenry. And so that's why we do not give all of the approval as they go. Eco Bridge, they have Eco Bridge they repair in 18 days. 18 days, so they're in day 4 now. We've assisted with supported with national personnel, the signs, because those expansion joints need to be repaired.
Okay.
Particularly even the bearings.
Right.
If we do not, it's another chaos we could have on our hand.
Right.
So they are. We must do them at a particular time, and that's why I said we appreciate the Federal Ministry of Works, the federal government, but we must sequence so that the citizenry appreciate better what they're doing, and they don't feel the pain.
Right. Okay, then. So
from time to time, the Commissioner for Transport and myself will intervene and see how they can improve their process. When we see that it's not going right, we'll just assist them.
All right. So the last question I have here, this is from a concerned motorist also expressing this yesterday. That's talking about Rotimi or Tumba Rotimi from Ikorodu. This is talking about Igbogbo Bayeku. He says the road there is bad. When is Lagos State going to bring an intervention there?
Okay, so that's directly under the purview of the Lagos State government. You recall that we had done Igede Road and commissioned.
Right.
We're moving into the phase 2 of Igede as well as Ibububayeku. We know it. We've done the reconnaissance survey. The cutting has been done. The procurement process is completed. It's already in the budget 2022. So what we're trying to just do is see what possible policies we can do ahead of the 2022, because this is a dry season.
Right. Okay, so just remedial action.
It's already a match for construction.
Okay, then. All right, it's nice connecting with you. We hope to have you in the studios very, very soon so that we can talk a lot about this construction work that is going on across Lagos.
Thank you. There's a lot of work. That's why they say Lagos is a construction village. So it's the Federal Minister of Works as well as Lagos State Government. One of the things that I also say is Project Information Board is important. A lot of people did not know that actually was being done by the Federal Minister of Works. And they thought it was Lagos State Government. One of the things is now insisted is you must have your Project Information Board. People must know who is working. A COVID is an intervention. We graciously accept it. We're glad with what they're doing. We know that it's for the better good of all of the infrastructure upgrade around Lagos. But people, the citizen also needs to be informed. That Project Information Board needs to be elaborately placed.
Right. Okay, then. It's nice connecting with you. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on your program. Thank you.
Great.
Bye.
So I've been speaking with the special advisor to the governor on works and infrastructure, Honorable, that's talking about engineer Aramide Adeyoye. All right, then, a brief break. When we return, we'll be focusing the conversation on drivers. Are you a true driver? And do you know your responsibility? We'll be reflecting on that very, very shortly.
Better Lagosians, time don't reach. Make we take show love for our city and the better people of Lagos. We must join hands together with the government. Our people talk and say, na cooperation and they make rice in the food pot. So therefore, my people, obey all traffic rules. Not they pass one way. Arrange your car well, so that you don't go yamutu for road to avoid the traffic again. And also obey the traffic lights. And make sure say all your car papers they complete and obey traffic officers. So remember, clean environment go give you good health. Not the true way dirty and yama for inside gutter, street or for canal. Make you not carry noise or smoke they pollute our environment. Kai, LASDRI, police and other law enforcement agencies go make sure say they do their work well. Support someone and Hamza that want me say you must do the right thing.
This is a public service announcement by the Lagos State Government.
All right, then. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Your side mirror continues. Let's connect with one of our reporters now to bring you more information that relates to the roads. Zainab Adebeshin, how are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Zainab Adebeshin. I'm reporting live at the Butemeta train station in Lagos State.
Talk to me. What's happening there?
Okay, so far everywhere seems to be a little busy. Definitely, we all know that for you to survive in Lagos, you also have to engage in the bustle and hustle. So train has also been considered as one of the fastest, cheapest, and safest means of transportation, competing with air and waterways. So right now, I'm at Mobolaji Johnson Railway Station in Ebutemeta. The facility here in Ebutemeta serves as a start point for other train stations in the state, especially those boarding from here in Lagos down to Ibadan to Abeokuta. So let me quickly run through the schedule. The operation resumed here at 8 o'clock in the morning. So we have different types of train, and the first one is the first class train. It has 24 seaters and the fare is 6,000 naira. If you are going to Ibadan. And we have for the business class, it has 56 to 68 seaters. That is 4,000 naira. There are also restaurant facilities in it. That's for the first class and the business class train. So meanwhile, when I spoke with one of the officials concerning the internet connection in it, she said arrangements and plans are ongoing to ensure internet connectivity for the inside the train. So on Monday, are you with me?
Very much with you.
Okay, so Lagos to Ibadan, they run almost every day, weekly, from Monday to Thursday. And operation resumes 8 a.m. Then we have another one for 4 p.m. Then 6 p.m. again. It takes 2 hours, 50 minutes for you to get to Ibadan from here in Lagos.
Okay.
So although we have minors as well, the minor rate is different from the adult rate. For minor, when you're going to Abeokuta, it's 2,000 naira, but for adult, it's 2,500.
Right.
For adults, it's 2,500. But it depends. If you are boarding a first class, it's different from boarding a business class and a standard class. So that's just it for now. So like as I get more information, I would feed you back.
All right, then. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, then.
You're welcome.
Lagos Traffic Radio, that's 6.1 FM. We're moving on. We're going to be looking at driver's responsibility. But before then, I have a message here on WhatsApp. It says, Victor, why are you not taking my message? Please, VIS and LASDRI officials are the cause of traffic to Anthony. If you're coming from Ojota, it's very important for them to leave the road for ease of movement during rush hours. Please talk to them. Okay, thank you. Even though you didn't put your name there, like I said, we'll be forwarding that to the Ministry of Transportation so that they can have some remedial intervention as relates to that. But we're moving on right now, okay? So let's talk about driver's responsibility. So are you a driver? Do you know your responsibility? I guess sometimes some of us do, but at times we just choose to throw a blind eye to it. So let's get someone who can educate us this morning. And I'm being joined right now by Osifowokan, who is head for the Ojodu Berger Center for the Lagos State Drivers Institute, LASDRI. Ola, nice to have you back in the studios. Good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you doing?
Wow, thank God.
Good. All right, so the last time we were here, we talked a whole lot, especially driving in adverse weather conditions and other issues like that. All right, and also driving in emergencies. Today, let's talk about the driver's responsibility. First of all, even though we know it, a driver, what he's supposed to be doing, but talk to my listeners and educate them. Who is a driver?
Oh, thank you very much. I will give you about 7 characteristics that will allow you to know who a driver is.
All right, so I need to have you closer to the microphone because.
Okay.
Right, go ahead.
About 7 characteristics that will allow you to know who a driver is.
Okay, what are these characteristics?
1, such a fellow must be 18 years and above.
Okay.
In possession of a valid driver's license, cautious and considerate to other road users.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledgeable on road signs and lane markings, takes the vehicle out and brings it back in good condition, adequate knowledge of the vehicle.
Okay.
And of course, he or she must be obedient to all traffic rules and regulations.
All right.
So with this, you can then know who a driver is.
All right. So with all of these characteristics, that should show who a driver is, right?
Yeah.
All right. So from what you see, how would you assess drivers in Nigeria and, of course, by implication, in Lagos?
To be very honest with you, most of the people we have on the road are just vehicle movers.
Okay. Car movers.
Yeah, they can move the vehicle, they can move the car from point A to B. They really do not come under this, if you check it very well.
And that speaks a whole lot about our licensing process. So if we have people who are just car movers that are carrying people around, doesn't that speak of the risks that are involved? That means potential dangers lie ahead on our roads.
Well, my agency does not cover that, so don't let me go into that. I can only talk for the professional drivers that come to us.
So let's talk about those professional drivers. Good. Right. So they are supposed to be those that we refer to as ones that earn their living from driving. Is that correct?
That's very correct.
And from what you see, did they really portray that as ones who have the knowledge?
Before now, it's an all-common affair, and everybody does as he likes. But things are now gradually taking shape. The institute is training as many as possible. Of course, a lot still try to circumvent the system, but as many as come through us, you can see the difference in them. So we are actually trying in that.
All right. So on a regular basis, like how many people visit your centers?
My center, for now, I think in the last 2 months, I can tell you that around 25-30 on daily basis.
Wow. Okay. So that you have lots of people that are coming in then.
That's right.
Okay. So we're going to be focusing the conversation right now on the responsibility of the driver. But before then, quickly, let's take the listeners through Igondo corridor. We can tell you movement from Obadore and Akeson looks pretty good. And it stays like that up to Omolade filling station. There's little build up from Omolade to Igondo junction. It's moving much faster. after that particular point, out of Igondo Junction towards General Hospital, connecting Lanre, Odo. Okay, now connecting Lanre and of course Oduenro is looking good, and it stays like that up to Isheri roundabout. Now the return journey is also looking good, proceeding to Igondo Junction, where you have some little traffic that is being experienced there. But I can tell you, men on ground, moving from Igondo towards Ikontu is also looking good, and it stays like that up to Old Garage, but traffic will be experienced at Old Garage proper. Alternations very much in place from Ijegun and of course Ikotu intersection inwards, that's in and out of Ikotu intersection is good. Ikotu to Iyanokpaja Road is also moving very, very fine. So you have no impediments navigating through that corridor. All right, so Osifowokan, what are the responsibilities?
Well, I'll just put it in capsule form, and I think I'll tell you there's just 4 capsules I want to give here. In our place, we try to give as many as well, but here is just 4.
Okay.
The first one is your responsibility to yourself first. The second one, responsibility to the office. Third, responsibility to the environment. And of course, your responsibility to the government.
Okay, so let's look at this 4 now.
Okay, now let's break it down. For self, we want to look at your health, your appearance, your behavior at work, your work tools, and then of course improvement.
Okay.
Now, talking about your health, we actually want to look at 4 items under that. We want to look at your sleeping rate. Do you have enough sleeping time? Because it's definitely going to affect you on the road. You know, fatigue can easily set in when you don't have enough rest. So you must, as a driver, have a sound rest, because your work is so energetic and it takes all parts of your body. So you need to allow your system to refresh itself every day. Then of course we want to look at exercise. By the virtue of the nature of that job, people sit for upward of 8-10 hours per day. So they really don't have time to do regular exercise. So we recommend that at least 3 times in a week, exercise your body, move around, leave that vehicle, just walk. It's very, very good for the body.
Okay.
And then I'm always very funny when I talk about the type of diet, the type of food our drivers eat.
All right.
I did a little bit of survey. I go to taxi parks and motor parks to see how they eat, and it's always very funny.
Wow, what's the pattern? What does the pattern look like?
Beautiful. Whether fufu or amala, it's just 50 naira, just one wrap. And then on another bowl, there you now have the meat. You know, about 2,000 naira meat, they bring it there. Then they will now step it down for those who drink beer with a chilled bottle. Those who drink soft, 1 orobo.
Okay.
That is how.
That's the pattern.
That's the pattern. And they eat very late at night. These things should be discouraged.
And that's going to have a huge impact on their health as well.
That's very correct. And we always advise them to take a lot of fruits and vegetables, especially the older ones. That is good for them. And a lot of water rather than all these other carbonated drinks. Then, of course, we now come to the Medicare. I always tell them that before a man will say, take me to the hospital, that man is either knocking the door to hell or to heaven.
Why do you say that?
Men don't easily go to hospital until when it gets critical. And most of the time it's always too late. And that's why women most times outlive men. They see doctors more regularly in their lifetime than men.
Okay.
So we always encourage them, at least if you're over 50 years old, make sure you check yourself up at least once in a year. Know what you are carrying, because at that age the system is no longer the same. Some other things, have already crept into our system. So make sure at least you check yourself up. A lot of them will tell me that my company will do it. I tell them, if you drop dead now, your company will employ somebody else.
That's very true.
So make sure you do it yourself. If there's no such provision in your contract with your company, get it done yourself. Your health is very important. It's because you are healthy, that's why you are in that job to start with. So those are the aspects we always look at when we talk about the responsibility to serve under health.
All right. Now let's take the next responsibility, the next capsule now.
Oh, we are not through with health yet.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just looking at time, really.
Oh, I don't think we can. Like I told them, we were saying, are we going to finish this thing today?
All right, well, go ahead.
Oh, then the second one, we want to look at appearance, still under self.
Right.
We want to look at appearance. The way you dress, of course, is the way they will address you. You will imagine that someone that dressed shabbily will commit an offense, and the way they will talk to him. Are you crazy? Are you this? Let another person that is decently dressed commit the same offense. Oh, guy, don't you know that you can do it another way? This same offense, but the way they dress matters so much. And then we always advise them to always be kempt, cut your hair, look decent, look good. And of course, if you have odor, either mouth or body odor, as a driver, don't put on the ACO, that's when you increase your thing. So always make sure you take care of that. We tell them that. Then, of course, we want to look at this is C part of this self. We want to look at the behavior.
Okay.
You must be trustworthy. Your employer must be able to trust you because you do a lot of things and you have access to a lot of secrets that madam and all that.
A lot of times when you are going out with your driver, I mean, you're going to be exposed to all those secrets that boss will be saying.
Exactly. So please be trustworthy. What concerns is what concerns. If he has to buy fuel 500 naira, buy that fuel 500 naira. Don't shortchange them. Make sure you are trustworthy. Be punctual at work. Don't give excuses every time. Then don't be emotional. Settle house wahala at the home. Don't bring it to work because it's going to affect other people. And of course, don't have this sense of entitlement. I always tell drivers that it is what you are bargained for in your contract that you are entitled to. Every other thing is fringe benefits.
Okay, so
don't start looking for that fringe benefits.
Right, because that's a lot of concern for a lot of people, really, because a lot of times you find them, okay, Oga has done this for the brother, he has done it for his sister, and I'm just out here like a nobody.
Negotiate it in your next contract.
Okay.
Or ask for a contract review. You have the right to do that. So you can then stop that and say, I want this other one to be part of the baggage. Yes, he can. He wants to. So don't have that sense of entitlement. It's none of your business. If they give you, fine. If not, look elsewhere.
Okay.
And of course, try and gain more knowledge of the vehicle you are assigned to.
Okay, so that means training is needed.
Personally,
okay.
On that. Then, of course, we now want to look at the tools that are available in the vehicle. You want to change your tire, you must know where you put the shocks, where you put your caution, and all of that.
Every driver must understand that, right?
Yes, every good driver must understand that. That's what makes them a good driver. It's their duty to know that.
It doesn't matter if you're a female.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Once you take up that responsibility, female get brain now, a very sharp brain self.
I know.
So
I just saying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can do that.
All right. So we'll look at the next capsule. But before then, Ikoyi updates. We can tell you movement from Dolphin inward Osborne still looks pretty good. Approaching the intersection there, slight delays being experienced. Osborne inward Alfred Rwani is slow. Alfred Rwani inwards Golden Gate also slow as well. Golden Gate connecting Falomo looks good. And Obalinde inwards P&T also okay too. Obalinde inwards Onikon is good. And then we can tell you Onikon to Falomo pretty good as well. Falomo inwards Bodilon looks good too. And Bodilon connecting Alexandra. Slight delays approaching Alexandra. But approaching the Parkview is also slow as well. And Parkview inwards Gerald, it's okay for now. Gerald connecting Osborne to Dolphin looks pretty good. And no impediment cited all through that corridor. Okay then, so Osifowokan, what's the next capsule?
We want to look at the office, which is of course the vehicle.
Right.
All right. You must ensure cleanness of the office.
All right. So while Osifowokan is talking about all of this, because of time, we're learning a whole lot. But if you want to ask him any question, just put it on WhatsApp and send it to us. We'll be able to ask him quickly as well to some of the things that he has said too. Okay then, go ahead.
All right. Ensure that the office is very clean. All right, that is your office. The vehicle is your office. Don't wait for somebody else to come and do it for you. Get it cleaned. And of course, ensure functionality of that office.
So your office is your car now, right?
Your office is your car. Let it be clean.
So it has to be clean.
It has to be clean.
That's when your visitors come in, they're seeing dust everywhere on the chairs. It's not looking very tidy.
It tells a lot about you as a driver who owns that office. It shows how you are and it shows how your home will look like too. So make sure your office is clean every time and ensure functionality of that office.
Okay.
Right? If you are perceiving an odor, immediately let the owner know. I think I'm perceiving this, and all of that. Ensure that because you are employed because of that place. So if that place is not functioning again, it means that there is no job for you. So ensure that your office is functional at every point in time. And of course, we also want to talk about the environment. Don't batch the owner's car anyhow. Don't drive it anyhow. Okay, then we now go to the environment.
But what if you say that, well, I had this bash, it's not my fault. I wasn't responsible for it. A driver came by and hit me from the back.
I will ask 2 or 3 questions to know.
Okay.
There are some questions you will ask them, you will know. So it's not uncommon in Lagos to experience that. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Okay.
But I'm sure of one thing: if you maintain your lane, if you are not the type of person that hop from one lane to another, that experience will be really, really reduced.
Okay.
Yeah. So go and ask people that have that experience. There are type of people that hops from one lane to another.
The other. People that shunt lanes.
They shunt lanes. This one is moving, move like that one, and I call it. I always tell them it's the lane mirage. It's the same thing that is happening there.
Okay.
By the time you shunt here, you are already at the back without you knowing it.
Right.
So then we'll now go to the environment. Of course, the environment is telling you to be cautious. You know, the driver's license is not a license to kill. It's actually a privilege. It's not a right, and that's why they can withdraw it. The government can withdraw it
anytime.
Once you run foul of what you're supposed to do, it's a privilege because you are the only one giving that driver license, and it means that you must take care of other road users. That's why it is given to you. It's given to you in trust to take care of other road users. So by that, you must understand those road users. You must know your road sign. You must know what the sign is saying. You must know when a pedestrian have a right, absolute right, that you cannot do anything about. These are things that drivers should understand. And these are things that they need to implement even while on the road. Take care of other road users, all right? Know your road sign, and then obey those road signs. Every other thing about road sign and all of that comes under the environment.
Okay.
Then, of course, to the government. That one is simple. The government have a way of dealing with you. Make sure you drive with expired papers in Lagos State.
Okay.
We have cameras that will capture.
So you do not, you shouldn't do that.
So don't try it at all. I tell you, don't try it at all. Cameras are everywhere. Before you get to your destination, just pam pam is an alert. Not a lot of money.
Right.
Alert basically. So you quickly need to go and do something about it. Please make sure your vehicle papers, documents are
up to date,
valid at every point in time.
Okay. All right. So somebody's asking a question here. Said, do you teach all of this at the institute?
I'm from the institute. That's what we do.
Okay. All right. This is coming from Sheson, by the way. All right. So go ahead. So all of this is part of the second capsule?
No. I've given all now.
Okay. All the capsules.
To rush everything.
All right. So which is good. But in helping us, let's go and take this call. Hello there.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Shina. I'm calling from Ogba.
All right, Shina, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, as a professional driver, I love this program.
Good.
And kudos to that, my big man in the studio there.
All right.
I want to know the name of is it LASDRI or where? I'm just...
Yes, Lagos State Drivers Institute, LASDRI.
Oh, okay. I've been there for many times.
Oh, good.
So, and my regards to Mr. Ola, I heard he has been talking to this
Ojodu Center.
Ojodu, yes.
Yes, that's
the
true.
man I love so much. So, kudos to them.
Right.
So
okay.
All what he's saying
is very correct.
I'm a living witness.
Good. So, have you had your car bashed recently, or did you hit someone in recent time?
No. I always experience them, seeing them on the road, but it hasn't happened to me.
So, do you consider yourself a perfect driver?
No. Being a professional driver is just the grace of God. You know Lagos now. So, number one, I'm a professional driver, and I'm also a supernumerary police officer. We call us spy police. So, at times, maybe it's the fear of the uniform. So, the way you understand now. So, I don't have that experience. Because I was trained. Go to various training, defensive driving. I've been to Abuja and LASDRI and some other places like that. So in our own company, we don't just drive anyhow.
All right then.
So and finally, it's just the grace of God.
Good. All right. Thank you very much for that one. I need someone to tell me if you know you're a perfect driver. You can give me a ring. Let me know. But Ola Osifowokan, do we have perfect drivers?
Well, what do you mean by perfect driver?
Somebody that says, I am a perfect driver, I cannot commit any error on the road.
Well, if you stick to all of this, then I would say there is a perfect driver.
Okay. There's a question here. Somebody says, what should drivers who their employers do not place value on them do? What should they do if the employer does not place any value on you as a driver?
First and foremost, you must place value on yourself to start with. If you place value on yourself, others will value you. Now, when you go into contract, what was your agreement? How did you negotiate? All these things will need to be put in place. And if you are dissatisfied, move on. Yeah, if you are dissatisfied, move on.
You just move on.
You just move on.
Okay.
Don't cause wahala to the man, and don't drive in annoyance. Don't drive under anger, because the man is not treating you well. So you now put it on the vehicle.
Right.
No, it's bad.
So is it possible for us to have a calm driver that will not exchange any words on Lagos roads? A lot of times people talk about most motorists exhibiting road rage. So can we avoid it?
It's possible. It all depends on you. If you make up your mind. For example, if you yell at me, I look straight. I pretend as if I'm not the one you're actually talking to. Or you do this thing, worker. I just say, this guy is showing me that he has 4 fingers and 5 fingers. Because if you don't have 5 fingers, you can't do that. So I just keep on moving.
Because I've seen that the most gentle of people, once they get behind the wheels in Lagos, the story changes.
Yeah, it's very,
that true?
It's very, very true. Very, very true. But it gets to a stage where you now have to check yourself and say, look, what will I get out of all this?
So what should I do? I just maintain my calm?
Just maintain your calm.
Go easy, no?
Go easy, no. But that's the only solution. That's the best thing to do. Or else it will degenerate to something else.
Even the most quiet of ladies I've seen, once they get behind the wheels, the story changes.
I have seen priests fight on the road.
All right, so we have to go now. Ola, quickly, your message to our people in 30 seconds.
Well, I want to say first and foremost, please take care of your health. Your health is all that you have. And I want to thank every one of you. I want to thank my GM for allowing me to come to this program.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, nice having you in the studios. I have Ola Osifowokan. He's head for the Ojodu Berger Drivers Center. That's talking about LASDRI in the studios with me. Well, we have to go now. Thank you so much. Folashade Adurumu has produced the program this morning. Maximum thanks to Ifeoluwa Okewu. Is that correct? All right, then thank you so much. And to the social media team, we say a big thank you to you as well. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. Tomorrow, the program will make a return. But till then, this is Victor Terry. Connect with me on our social media platforms. Just search for Victor Terry. Bye for now. Life ain't got no duplicate food. Drive safe.